Alright guys, welcome back. Before I start the video, I just want to shout the guy out who made this thumbnail. He didn't want anything from me except for a couple photos, and he just wanted to go and make some artwork for the YPG. So I thought he did a fantastic job. Let's make sure to hit him up on Instagram. I'm going to put his Instagram in the description below. And if we have any other artists among the subscribers, make sure to hit me up on Instagram. I'll give you some photos and we'll see what you can do. I appreciate it. Let's get started now. Alright guys, welcome back. Today's video, as we all know, is day 5 of the invasion of Rojava by Turkish forces, and as we just found out today, Syrian regime forces. So we've got a lot of players in here. We've got a lot of stuff happening just less than a week into this whole thing, and let's get into it. We're going to start in the area of Tal Rafat. Tal Rafat, nothing. I'm just going to breeze through that because we have a lot of news today. As we get to Manbij, wow, I did not see this coming. As we spoke about yesterday, I was thinking that the area north of Manbij, Jarablus, I thought that was going to be a point where Turkish forces were going to move their forces east across the Euphrates River, but it's looking like the opposite is happening. They're moving forces from the east to the west to attack Manbij. We see a lot of regime forces in Manbij right now. Yesterday, the SDF and the Syrian regime, they came up with an alliance of a sort, all right? It's sort of like it's a tactical alliance, a survival alliance. As we know, this war is just breaking out. So the Syrian regime forces are being allowed by SDF to go to Manbij and defend against the Turkish invaders. And I think that it's going to be successful in Manbij. I have not seen any Turkish airstrikes within the Manbij area at all, or even artillery. So even though the Turkish forces are moving reinforcements to attack Manbij right now, I don't think the Air Force is going to come and play. Manbij, I think, as of right now, as it looks, the Syrian forces and the tanks and all the armored vehicles are going to be helping the SDF defend Manbij, and they're going to be successful in my prediction. But this is just beginning. Before we get to Kobani, which is the next city on the eastern border, I want to look at the southern border of Rojava. And we see in Tabqa, I've got a couple videos from there, so I'll show them to you. Tabqa was war-torn from the days of ISIS. So after Raqqa was taken, or no, I think it was before Raqqa was taken, Tabqa was being invaded by SDF forces, and that was like one of the last strongholds of ISIS. So it's a very Arabic community, and it looks like pro-Assad forces are getting ready to storm Mansoura, which is right next to Tabqa, and probably soon the Tabqa area. Tabqa has a giant dam, which is probably powering a lot of things. I'm guessing that's the purpose of the dam. They're probably going to be taking that pretty soon, using that power, using whatever they can from there. Yes, and that is actually, I mean, they are storming SDF territory, but at the same time, they are protecting within SDF territory against the Turkish invasion. So what does this say right off the bat? I would say it's looking like the SDF is looking kind of weak right now. They are not able to defend their own land. They have to call on others, which, I mean, that's what we always knew for the last couple of years. Just a little bit of support, and they will defeat ISIS. And just a little bit of support, they will defeat Turkey. But without any support, I mean, it's tough for them to do anything because they don't have tanks. They don't have an air force. They don't have Russia or the U.S. anymore. It's a difficult situation. So hopefully I explained what's happening right now with the alliances well enough. But as we move to Kobani, not a whole lot. Actually, I spoke too soon. 4 hours ago, it's saying that in Kobani, there's an agreement with Russia to allow the Syrian army to enter it. So it is going to be entered by Syrian regime forces. I'm very curious to go and see how the airspace is all figured out, as Turkish airplanes are going to be in there bombing certain targets, and they already have. And is the Russian Air Force going to go there? We see in the western part of Syria, not in Rojava, but over here, Russia is bombing all the time with the Syrian regime. So I don't know how this is going to play out. Is it just going to be a ground war, or are they just going to decide, okay, nobody gets the airspace? Because nobody wants a jet shot down. Those things cost millions of dollars. And we're going to see, but yes, Assad forces are going to be going inside Kobani to defend that area. As we move more east, we see just the same old, it looks like, but I don't want to speak too soon this time. Again, the U.S. troops that were convoying across the M4 main supply route, they were cut off yesterday, and they continue to be cut off. It looks like some FSA forces are still at that road, but I'm not too sure. There was a picture taken in the town of Giraspi, at the very center of it, with Turkish forces in there. I'm not sure. Right now, it's looking like it might be taken, but at the same time, it might not be. I mean, Gillespie is a giant city, but it was being bombed for quite a while, and it looks like they're actually surrounding the entire city. So I bet the fighting there might be wrapping up pretty soon here, and the Turkish forces have won. But don't forget, they have taken some losses. They've taken quite a few losses. This wasn't an easy fight for them, even though they took it. We saw vehicles being destroyed, tanks being destroyed, and as we move to the city of Sudlak, it was captured by FSA forces. It seems like the cities that were being attacked right off the bat, it seems like the SDF has pulled back from there. I knew they were sending reinforcements for the last couple of days, but I think they've retreated since then. And it looks like Gillespie is being taken, Sulak is taken, and this entire border region between Serikani and Gillespie has been taken. That just says that the SDF has retreated. It does not say that the SDF is a bad fighting group. It does not mean that they are incompetent. It means that they have backed off that territory. The FSA troops know that. They are not coming in contact. And it doesn't even say any clashes are in the area. As we look at Serikani, though, it looks like there are still things happening. There's a lot of civilians that are being hit. There was actually a reporter that was hit in here as well. And it looks like one of the media people were killed in Serikani. As they were entering the city, they were hit by an airstrike, killing one of the reporters. They don't know what the outcome for all the fighters they were traveling with are, but it seems as though they are either defending the city right now or they were killed in that strike. But as we look south of Serikani, some more roads are being cut off by Turkish forces, making it impossible to resupply Serikani. I think Serikani, we're going to see a lot of either surrenders by the SDF or a lot of fighting to the death. And I think it's either going to end in heavy clashes or a mass number of SDF forces surrendering. Serikani will be taken here shortly. As we look a bit more south, almost a Hasake city, which I haven't mentioned before, but I'll get down there. It looks like we have some wounded civilians. They're being treated in a hospital that's halfway between Serikani and Hasake. And El Hasake is in the center of Rojava. And this is the area that I haven't really spoke about, but I was there a couple times. Actually, I think 2 times. We were just mostly passing through. We ate at a shop before. But we're getting word that the Kurdish administration, so the SDF, is allowing Assad forces to go there as well. And the civilians like that. They're actually coming out, not in protest, but in celebration, because now they know that this will be a defended city. And it's just mainland Syria. It's not going to be attacked anytime soon. But it is good that it is going to be defended, and we aren't going to see a mass number of people getting killed anytime soon. Soon is sort of relative. As we've seen in the last 5 days, a lot has happened. We're going to see. The SDF has totally just let the regime come in and help them out. But it's looking like the regime, even in the Deir ez-Zor area, they are massing, getting ready to cross into Deir ez-Zor. Now, they've been fighting ISIS down there, both the SDF and the Assad regime, for quite a while, ever since the ISIS days were done. And it's looking like they're going to be prepping forces to go and cross into that area. And that was the last stronghold of ISIS, so they're going to be pushing up. I don't know the long term what this is going to look like, honestly. I don't know if the regime is just going to take all of Rojava. I don't know if they're just going to help the SDF and then just join forces with them when the invasion is done and the war is done. Not that that's going to happen anytime soon, but I mean, anything, like I said, anything's on the table right now. As the U.S. left, the SDF is looking for another partner in this war, and the regime is going to be taking that place, but not without taking a little something from the Kurds while doing that. We see the coalition forces have begun withdrawing from all their cities, even south of the 20-kilometer safe zone that the Turkish forces are taking right now. So they are just abandoning all of Syria, following Trump's orders. And as we look a little bit more east, Kamishlo, it looks like the bombardments are still happening, but the electricity is cut out because of that. So Kamishlo, it is not a very hospitable place right now, and I hope that the civilians will be able to get out of there. But the only internet that is there right now is SyriaTel 3G. So if you guys remember the days when there was 3G, that's what's happening. I remember using SyriaTel when I was over there. It is a very, very bad, slow connection. I would never connect to SyriaTel. I would always connect either trying to get to the Turkish cell towers or try and get to the Iraqi ones if I was in Derek. So I would never use SyriaTel. SyriaTel sucks, but that's the only one that works now. But as we look a little bit more east, Derek, I'm going to guess that there's still bombardments there, but there's nothing being reported because, as we know, there are a lot of things happening west of Derek right now. And I don't blame the maker of this map for not reporting on that. But that is about it, guys. That is about it. Hope we see an ISIS attack on a U.S. base in Shadadi, but are any U.S. coalition forces there? Probably not. Yeah, that is what's happening. If you learned something today, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share this video to others. This is a big day, day 5. Like I said, subscribe, share this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, a dislike if you didn't, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.